Okay, on this assignment, you are going to be given 2 points on a graph with the line drawn through it, and you're going to be asked, what's the distance of this line? So with this line, you first must make a triangle of it. So I'm going to draw a line going all the way across, and then a line all the way up so that I get a triangle formed. So knowing this, what I know about Pythagorean theorem, and knowing that I can make a triangle out of this line, I'm going to use Pythagorean theorem. So we're going to count from this point to this corner how many squares. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this has a length of 7 units. And then I'm going to count from this corner to this corner all the way up. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That has a distance of 5 units. So if I know the 2 legs of a triangle, I can apply my Pythagorean theorem. So I'm going to do 5 squared plus 7 squared equals c squared. So when I do this, I'm just going to follow the steps that I've been doing in my previous lessons. And I can figure this out, what my answer is, what the length of that hypotenuse is right there. So I'm going to add 25 plus 49, and I'm going to get an answer of 74. And we know that the last step that I have to do is to take the square root of 74. So I'm going to take square root of 74. I know that square root cancels out the square, and I'm left with the square root of 74. I don't have my calculator handy with me, so I'm going to leave my answer as a square root of 74. You cannot enter your answer as a square root of 74. You're going to have to enter this in your calculator and then come up with your answer. Please keep in mind, pay attention if I ask you to round your answer to the nearest tenth or not, and put your answer on there. So this is what you're going to do for each problem. Notice this one here, the triangle can be, on number 4, the triangle can be written many ways, but it's a flat line, so we can count, I'm sorry about that, we can count the distance. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. This has a length of 4 units. And that's it. So if you get a flat line, you just have to count how many spaces. But the ones that are at an angle, that are slanted or tilted, we're going to draw our triangle. So like on number 2, I'm going to draw the line across, and I'm going to draw my line all the way down. So this is 1 unit across, and then I have to count how many up do I have to go? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 6 up. So here I go. 6 to the second power plus 1 to the second power. I'm going to work this out. 36 plus 1 gives me 37. Take the square root of 37 and get your answer for C. Again, if I had my calculator next to me, which I'm sorry I forgot I didn't bring it, I would get a decimal number. You're going to enter the decimal number for your answer. And that's what you're going to do on these graphs. You're going to draw the triangles and calculate the length of the hypotenuse on each of these. On number 6 is just like number 4. Count the lines up, and that will tell you what the length of that line is. Okay? So if you have any questions, watch this video again. Just watch what I did drawing the triangles. So again, on all of these shapes, no matter how big, how small, we're going to draw the little, like this one's just a little tiny triangle. It's going to be a 1 by 1. 1 across, 1 up. This one here, we're going to draw our triangle, and I've got 2 across, 1 up. So now that I know the measurements of those, I can apply the Pythagorean theorem and calculate the length of those lines. Now when you get to the second page of this assignment, it's a little bit different. Not much difference, the same thing. You have a few more graphs that you're going to do, and you're going to draw the triangles on these shapes, and you're going to calculate the hypotenuse of the shape of the triangle, which you should be able to do. So I've given you a couple examples there. Now down here on these ones here, you're doing the same thing, but the graphs aren't drawn for you. So on your Canvas page, I'm sorry, not Canvas page, on your Notability page, you're going to have to change your background to graph paper, And on the graph paper, you're going to have to plot your points. So on problem number 13, I have the ordered pair 7, -3. So I'm going to go to +7, and I'm going to go down 3 lines, and I'm going to put a dot. And then I have +4, +3, and I'm going to put a dot. Draw a line between these 2 points. And we're going to do our best to draw a circle. We're going to connect this. And there I have my triangle. So there's my 2 ordered pairs that I plotted. There's 4, 3. And here is 7, -3. Draw the triangle shape. And so now I'm going to have to figure out what is the distance across and the distance up. So I went 1, 2, 3 across, up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 up. So now that I've counted the distance across and up, my legs A and B, I apply Pythagorean theorem. 6 squared plus 3 squared. I'm going to find the length of the hypotenuse of that triangle. So I'm going to have 36 plus 9. Add those together. I'm going to get 45. And then once I get my answer of 45, I take the square root to find out what C is. Again, you're going to plug this answer into your calculator and get a decimal answer for me. And that's what you're going to do with the bottom half of the paper from problems 13 through